Hi everybody and welcome. Thanks for joining us today. This is Social Media Marketing Made Simple. Why should you use it? What channels should you be using? And what is it exactly that you should be saying on social media? More importantly than that, how is it that you can make the most out of social media marketing to make your organization grow? This webinar is presented by the Countess Group. We are a marketing and communications company. We're based in Florida. We do have clients around the world. Masters certified by Constant Contact. We're also partners with Microsoft and a couple of other companies as well. We're a full-service marketing consultancy. So whether you need help with strategic marketing and communications, email marketing, social media marketing, maybe you need help with your website, maybe it's search engine optimization, paid advertising, public relations, blogging, whatever it happens to be. The odds are pretty good that we can help you. And so I'd encourage you to reach out to us sometime after this webinar. Just shoot us an email or give us a call. Who exactly is it that's presenting? I know many of you had not attended one of our events previously, so we welcome you. And for those of you who have been to our classes or webinars in the past, welcome back. We're glad to have you with us. I spent over 2 decades at corporate America at pretty big companies. You'll recognize these names on screen. They include Motorola, Marriott, and a company now owned by CVS. I'm also a continuing partner in a company called Ascend Marketing based in Dallas, Texas, where we have 40 employees, and the Countess Group has 6 people working with us as well. We have had clients including Verizon and Marriott, University of Central Florida's Regional Extension Center, Tampa Airport, Zebra Technologies, and scores, if not now hundreds, of small to medium-sized businesses and nonprofits, just like yours, just like mine. I like to say that I play 70 hours a week. That's code for work. If you are in business for yourself, if you're working for a smaller organization, and these days if you're working for a large organization, oftentimes you just don't have the resources to get everything done as it's related to marketing your organization. So you're in the right place. You're here to learn about social media today. I hope you'll also take advantage of some of the other classes that we have. There are 31 different classes that we offer. This is a social media webinar, so appropriate that we list all of our contact information. These 7 social channels that you see listed, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, and so on. Those are the ones that we're most active on, and you'll find us posting on those social channels multiple times a week. Of course, you can reach out to us with the more traditional email. You can go to our website, and you can even call us on the phone. There's one of our phone numbers. I mentioned earlier, Master Certified by Constant Contact. We also were awarded their Local Expert Leadership Award, one of only 4 people in the world to have received that recognition. And also in 2014, we received the All-Star Award from Constant Contact, and we're delighted to learn that several of our clients won the All-Star Award from Constant Contact this past year. I encourage you to connect with us on Facebook. This is our company page, facebook.com/thecountessgroup. We have about 6,000 people that are following us on that page. There you'll find great information to help you advance your marketing efforts, and we also publish where you can sign up for any of our upcoming events. I'd also recommend that you connect with us and me personally on LinkedIn. There is the LinkedIn address, linkedin.com/in/Ken Countess. Don't forget the in. And there you'll be able to join about 3,800 other individuals who are following me on LinkedIn. I'm one of the most looked at profiles. We also publish articles there as well. So why are we here today? Well, because you know that social media marketing is very important to your business. It's also confusing and overwhelming sometimes, isn't it? There's a lot of social networks out there, and it can be very confusing, very confusing. You might not consider yourself a social marketing expert, but now you sort of have to know how to use all of these new tools. And you also may not be comfortable using social media. It all looks and feels so new, and guess what? We're still all figuring. Social media marketing literally changes every day. And it's okay to be confused and overwhelmed. We're here to help you. I want to share this slide with you. What it shows is social media traffic referrals to websites. And this is for a 5-year period. The most recent year for which we have accurate data is the end of 2014. So it's a little bit dated, but you get the idea by looking at the trend. Facebook generates more traffic than all other social media combined. That red line going across near the bottom of the page, that's traffic referred by Pinterest. Also a very, very important tool depending on the type of business that you're in. As of January of this year, take a look at this. There were 322 million or so people living in the United States, and out of those, 192 million of them are actively on social media, and 342 million are accessing the web via mobile. So it's pretty important that you recognize how things are changing, and changing very quickly. If you have questions about social media, well, you're not alone. You're not the only one that needs help. We hear from people like you every day, small businesses and nonprofits who want to stand out from the pack, get more fans and followers, and spread the word about what they do on social media. Recent surveys that we've done show that you're not alone in that 54% of small businesses and 57% of nonprofits say they need help with social media marketing. This is a good time to ask you another question, and that is, what type of organization are you with? Are you a B2B, business to business? Are you B2C, business to consumer? Or are you a nonprofit? And this will help us guide the rest of the conversation during this event. So go ahead and take a moment and submit your response. I'll give you another few seconds. Okay, and here's what you said. It looks like a full 50% of those on this webinar are with a business-to-consumer type entity, and slightly less than that, B2B, and we have a good number, a good healthy number of nonprofits as well. So good. Thank you for participating in that. You probably have concerns about social, no matter what kind of a business or organization you're with. Many small businesses and nonprofit marketers think things like the following. You know, social media marketing looks really interesting, but I'll never have millions of fans. Well, that's okay. Could you use another couple of hundred or a couple of thousand? Or maybe these inbound marketing tools really sound great, but I don't even know what I would talk about on social media. We can help you with that. You know, I'm paying a lot of attention to what's being said. It all sounds useful, but I'll never have a dedicated staff to do it right. Good news. You don't need a dedicated staff. Or maybe I hear about new networks every day. They are popping up all the time. I just don't have the time to stay current. Well, that's okay too. You don't need to know every single bit of the situation going on with social media. You just have to be up to date enough to know how to use them most effectively. So, quick question for you again. Are you currently using social media for your business or nonprofit? Great. These responses are fairly typical. About 3/4 of those who are joining us live are using social media today. and about a quarter or so are not. If you're watching this on a replay, you'll know the answer for your own organization as well. Why is it that social media is so important for your business or nonprofit? Well, it's impacted organizations of all types in a big way. It's how we're finding new customers or members and how we're staying top of mind for current customers and clients or donors or volunteers and making them loyal, repeat folks. Not long ago, small businesses, what kinds of tools they were using for marketing their organizations, and here's what they said. In 2008, only about 10% were using social media marketing, and today it's up to 88%. So why do you think it's grown that quickly? Well, as small organizations, we don't do things that don't work, and clearly social media marketing does work. This is quite a statistic, isn't it? The really good news is that whether you're using social a lot or a little, you can do this. What you have is powerful. You can successfully market your organization because you have loyal, happy customers or supporters if you're a nonprofit. I'm sure that you create an excellent customer experience. And undoubtedly, you have interesting and important things to say. So with that as a background on what we're going to cover over about the next half hour, what we'll do is talk about social media, the top 5 social networks. I've actually put a bonus in there. I've made that 8 for this webinar. By the way, for every class that I do, we're always updating the content. We updated content earlier today. And so as I mentioned, we're not going to talk about 5, we're going to talk about 8 social networks, the top 8. What do you say? And then how do you get started today? So first, I want to start helping you or others in your organization understand why a small business or nonprofit should be using social media. This is usually not a good reason for doing something that everyone else is. But in this case, your colleagues and competitors are marketing with social media. In fact, 93% of nonprofits, 87% of business-to-business, and 86% of business-to-consumer organizations are using social. And that means if you're not doing some kind of social media marketing organization for your organization, you're not in the places where your customers and supporters are looking for information. The simple fact is that social media marketing does influence decisions. 74% rely on social networks to guide shopping decisions. 55% of us then share purchases on social networks. And even nonprofits are using social in a very big way. And this influence happens on social media because of audience engagement. We used to tell people things over the back fence, but now we tell everyone, our family, our friends, our colleagues, our clients, even our BFFs, our best friends forever, through social media channels. It's less about spending all of your time and money and energy finding new customers and more about fully engaging your existing customers and making it easy for them to tell others. These changes have really leveled the playing field for the smaller organizations to compete with the big ones. The point I'm making here is that social media really is the new word of mouth because your messages have the chance to be amplified and shared. Social media marketing will bring you new customers and donors, supporters, and volunteers if you're a nonprofit. So I've been talking a little bit about who's using social media and how it drives behavior. Now let's think about the experience you provide through your interactions with customers or supporters and where social media fits in. If you want social media to work for you, you have to create a wow experience. Think about all the ways you interact with your audiences. What's something you can do for them that's valuable? It doesn't have to be anything huge and expensive. A wow experience could be something small and meaningful, like, for example, the way you process a credit card could be normal, but the way you wrap the purchase could be the wow. Another very simple way to rise above the ordinary could simply be in the way you greet them at the door. You get the idea. Once you've made that connection, once you've created that wow experience, you want to have them stay in touch with you. So leverage that wow moment. Ask them to connect with you, like on Facebook, because they know that you'll then engage them with content and other items of value to them. Then engage with them online. And as they interact with you, social media allows that engagement to be visible online. It's seen by their networks, and that helps to introduce you to a whole new group of people. They'll become your next customers or supporters, and that's called social visibility. And that really shows the power of social media. What I want you to take away from this engagement marketing cycle, is that social visibility enhanced by technology enables you to connect with your customers, get leads, or grow supporters. Create that wow experience. Make a connection. Encourage your customers or supporters to continue that experience with you by following you on social media. And then keep that cycle going. And now that I've laid the groundwork for why you should be considering social media as part of your marketing mix, let's jump into a reveal of the top social networks. These are what we collectively refer to as the top 5. There's a pretty good chance that you're using or considering using at least one of these. Let me ask you this. Which social media platform do you use most often for your organization? Is it Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Pinterest, or Google+? Okay, here's what you said, and not very surprisingly, it's that Facebook is being used by most of you most often. With the number of subscribers Facebook has, the numbers speak for themselves. But check this out too. These are 3 other major social platforms, and we'll cover them in some detail as well. They are Snapchat, Instagram, and Tumblr. Let's spend a moment, though, on Facebook. What is it about Facebook? Well, everybody's on Facebook. Nearly 2 billion people have Facebook memberships, and they're looking for useful, interesting, informative content. And most people use it to share text, photos, and videos to reach a really large audience. It's used by B2B, B2C, and nonprofit. And look at these data. 1.6 billion people are using Facebook each month. And here are some other products that are in the Facebook family. You may or may not be aware that WhatsApp is owned by Facebook. That has 900 million users. Messenger is 800 million. And even Instagram has 400 million users. But check this out too. 100 million hours of video are watched each day on Facebook. That's incredibly impressive. Let's look now for a moment at LinkedIn. LinkedIn is primarily a business-to-business platform. It's used for industry news, tips and solutions, sharing, thought leadership. It's mostly a B2B audience. LinkedIn has 400 million users. We do special classes just on LinkedIn and Twitter and Facebook and the rest. We're actually doing a webinar on LinkedIn next week. And if you haven't yet signed up for it, I'd encourage you to do so. Twitter is also a platform that has 400 million users. 400 million. That's pretty impressive, isn't it? And with those 400 million users, These people are looking for brand updates and trends, sharing news and original content and curated content. It's used by B2Cs and by nonprofits as well. Pinterest, about 100 million users, 85% of them are women. A lot of foodies and crafters use it as well. It's great if you're looking for photos, videos, products, tips. Sharing video content. 2/3 of Pinterest users are under the age of 40. And Google+, 600 million plus people are using Google+. It skews mail. A lot of students and software developers are using it. People looking for a lot of the same kinds of content that you'll find on Facebook. Really, it's best for increasing your searchability and your expertise. It's used by all aspects of business and nonprofit. Instagram, relatively new on the scene. Primary audience skews under age 35 with a pretty even split between male and female. Photos and video is what people are looking for. It's really great for promoting activities and products. But you need to know that 75% of Instagram users are outside the U.S. I know we have people outside the U.S. live with us today, and I'm sure that you find that Instagram is pretty popular where you are as well. Tumblr, primarily millennials. About 2/3 of Tumblr users are millennials. It's best used for blogging. If you're looking for photos, blog posts, video, and news. And 68% of Tumblr users are using the Tumblr mobile app. We're an increasingly mobile society, aren't we? And then there's Snapchat. More than 3/4 of millennials use Snapchat. Rather, the primary audience is primarily millennials. But here's a piece of data, a study that was released yesterday, that said that Snapchat is now the preferred social media for teens, much more than Facebook, much more than Instagram and Twitter. People using Snapchat are trying to communicate with friends. More and more you're finding commercial ways to use Snapchat. It's clearly a B2C kind of an environment. And here's a table which summarizes everything I showed about the first 5 social channels. If you registered with us to attend online, you'll be getting a copy of this after the webinar. So what do you say on social media? That's a big challenge for a lot of people. They're wondering, well, okay, I understand I need to use social, but I'm not sure what to say. Well, so we'll give you some tips. About 50% of the time, your goal is to get likes, comments, and share. About 30% of the time, provide industry information, hints and tips maybe about your business and your industry. Find content from other parts of the web. That's called curated content. So that's 80% of the time, this is what you're looking to do. And if you do it right, then about 20% of the time, it should be calls to action. Now, that's not buy now necessarily, but I want you to think about this as the 80-20 rule. Only about 20% of the time you should be actively promoting your business. So in that 50%, what is it that you should say? Well, be entertaining. Invite conversation. Ask questions. Have images and video. These are the things that get people inspired to like and comment and share. 30% of the time, industry information, maybe some hints and tips about how to be more successful in whatever it is that you do. And then 20% of the time, some sort of a call to action. And once again, not necessarily buy now, but here's an example of a post that was done by Constant Contact, where they were revealing the week before a rationale to come back and visit their site the Monday after Thanksgiving on Cyber Monday. If you're still completely stumped about what to say on social media in general, or you have a day or a week where there's not a lot going on, these 3 questions may help you come up with some ideas. What's new at your business or organization? What did you do recently to help someone achieve success? Or maybe what advice have people been asking you for lately? So here's a great example for you, kind of a fun example. How does this work for a small organization? How can you create simple content that's effective and keeps fans engaged? Well, here's one of our favorites. This is Donna's Gourmet Cookies. And what you see here is a post on some holiday cookies. And here's what they posted. Yep, we have them. No complex marketing speak, just a simple picture, and yeah, you can find them here. And when this screenshot was taken, already there were 10 likes, 2 comments, and a share. And the share looked like this. Look at these adorable holiday cookies. Since they're from Donna's Gourmet Cookies, I'm sure they taste even better than they look. And somebody on that person's news feed said, gee, where's Donna's located? I'd love to order some. So this is a way where someone who didn't know who Donna's Gourmet Cookies was, they were able to find out and learn how to order some. So how well does social media work? Well, here is a study that I pulled out. It was done by the Content Marketing Institute, and this is on paid social media, the posts that you pay for. And 2/3 of B2C organizations found that paid social on Facebook was highly effective. A little bit less on YouTube and Twitter, but they all rank nicely. On B2B, paid social media was ranked effective by 2/3 of the B2B organizations that are using paid social media on LinkedIn, and about more than half on Twitter and on YouTube as well. So it really does work. So where do you start? Well, you start with Facebook. And you do that by creating your company page, which is different from your personal profile. If you don't yet have a company page on Facebook, that's the URL to go to, facebook.com/pages/create. Make sure you fill out all the information. Be sure that you add a logo and a cover photo as well. And then, once it's all set up and ready to go, tell people you're there. Let them know through your email marketing newsletter. Let them know at your store or office, and certainly on your website. Promote your Facebook presence at events and put it on your business card as well. And then start posting. And don't forget that 50-30-20 rule, and if you're stuck for content, use those 3 questions. Or ask your audience. Ask them what they'd like to see on your Facebook page. But most of all, with social media, I want you to be yourself. Use conversational copy. Use photos of people or your staff, or maybe even pull back the curtain once in a while and say, I'm running in a 5K, or here's my dog at the park. So here's some inspiration for you on how you might create a week's worth of Facebook posts. Monday might be a motivational quote. Tuesday could be Tuesday trivia, or check out these tips. Maybe on Wednesday it's a fill-in-the-blank question. On Thursday, maybe it's having a sale this weekend. Many people now use Thursday as Throwback Thursday, where they're posting pictures of events or people from years ago. And then on Friday, maybe a fun fact. Kick back a little bit. Maybe celebrate with a glass of wine. Just have 1 glass of wine and then post. More than that, who knows what you'll wind up posting. The original social media, of course, was email marketing. Email was the original one-to-many kind of a way to get your messaging out to lots of people. And in a study conducted by ExactTarget, they found that 77% of consumers prefer to be marketed to via email. And think about that. We're addicted to email, aren't we? We are constantly checking our email. I'll bet that even during this webinar, some of you are checking your email. And here's what a recent article in Forbes said. It said that customer acquisition via email, again, think of it as the original social media. Customer acquisition via email has more than quadrupled in the last 4 years. And customers who come to businesses via email tend to shop more and spend more. Here's the data. Email marketing has a return on investment of 44 to 1. And that's data that was researched by the Direct Marketing Association. These are the people that advocate postcards. And what they'll tell you is that email outperforms direct mail by 20 to 1. So once again, a 44 to 1 return on investment. And here's what one of our clients has experienced using just email. They were using banner ads, other internet digital advertising, and they found it wasn't generating very much of a return. So the owners of this business attended one of these sessions a little over 3 years ago, November of 2012. And at that time, they were not using email at all. In May of 2013, they called us and said, we're ready, let's go. Let's start using email marketing. And in just 6 months, their revenue grew by $250,000. That's just in 6 months. That's pretty extraordinary. And so where are they today? Just 2 years later, they're generating over $500,000 a year, and they're only using email marketing. Their return on investment is 400 to 1. That means for every dollar they spend on email marketing, they get $400 in revenue. So when you couple email with the other social media that we've been talking about, it becomes even more powerful. So what do I mean by that? Well, let me give you an example here in just a moment. You can send out an email and then use a tool like Social Share in the Constant Contact dashboard and take an email that you may have sent out and share it on social media, and you get to select the day and the time that it goes out. The system will actually do it for you if you're like me and you're busy, you've got too many things to do. So what I'm putting on the screen here is our actual live Constant Contact account. And what you see is the email that was sent out just yesterday. This is our newsletter, newsletter number 50. You may have received this email. And by the way, if you did, go ahead and raise your hand. Use the control panel. That email looked like this. So if this looks familiar to you, go ahead and raise your hand. Yeah, very good. I see Lynn and Cheryl and several others raising their hand. Here's the point I want to make on that email, is that when that email went out, we were also able to set up these social promotions and have that email be seen by our entire Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn audience. So this is something that you can set up automatically right inside your email marketing account. And an email marketing account starts at only $20 a month. That's pretty extraordinary. And if you're not yet using Constant Contact, if you do sign up, you can get a free email campaign template. That's a reusable template that enables you to keep your branding working really well for you. You don't have to continually reinvent the email. We did some classes not long ago, and we're able to demonstrate that we could send new emails out within about a 10-minute time. I just want to ask a quick question here. Those on this webinar, let me know, are you currently using Constant Contact? Good. Okay. Thanks for letting me know that. And so what I'd like you to know, for those of you who are not yet using the product, if you sign up today, you'll get a free website match template. There's a free video that we can make available to you, and we also give an hour of free training to help you get started. So 60-day free trial, no credit card needed, no contracts, nothing like that. You can go to www.trythetoolkit.com, or you can text my name, Ken, to the number 99000. You could do that right on your smartphone right now. It would just take you a few seconds to do. So we're getting toward the end of the session. I want to make sure that you have an opportunity to ask questions. My question is, how can I serve you? Is this something that you know that you can do on your own, or is this something that perhaps you would like done for you? We'd encourage you, too, to join our VIP club. We have over 1,900 businesses and nonprofits that are members, completely free to join. No membership fees. You get up to $2,000 in free services, including a complimentary review of your newsletter each and every month. Just send an email to me if you have any questions or you want to get some more details. Just in the past week, we've announced a new program called VIP Plus. And what VIP Plus does, and you can see we've already got 90 members, that's free to join as well. In addition to the other VIP benefits, you'll get a monthly complimentary phone consultation if you like, with an even higher level of service. So if this is something that would be of interest to you, let me know if you'd like more information about the VIP Club, and we'd be happy to send it over to you. It'll come by way of an email. And once again, there's no obligation. It's totally free. So if you're interested, go ahead and click yes or no, but thank you. But go ahead and hit the one of those two buttons and hit submit. And if your answer is yes, you'd like more information, we'll send an email out to you not long after this webinar concludes. Okay. So let's get to the wrap-up here, and let's open things up for questions. The whole point of all of this social media stuff is this. You really can do it. Just keep it simple. And if you're not yet doing it, my simple question to you is, well, what are you waiting for? Your competitors are out there using social media today. So if you're not yet doing it, you should start today. So here's what we covered over the last half an hour or so. We want people to get excited about you on social media. We talked about the top networks. I encourage you to just go do it. Here's a calendar that will take you to more of our upcoming webinars. You may have seen our calendar of upcoming events. If you haven't, here's what it looks like. So go to the URL that I indicated a moment ago, www.bit.ly/marketingclasses or bit.ly/marketingclasses, and you'll be able to sign up for as many of our upcoming events as you'd like. Most of them are completely free. So we do have time for questions. We'll stand by and answer any questions you may have. So please go ahead and use the question box. If you would like to go ahead and sign up for Constant Contact, we just put something in the chat box. If you click that link, that will take you to a page that will give you a way to sign up for a new paid subscription, and we, as you see from the URL, that will give you up to $500 worth of service absolutely free just when you sign up for the subscription, which again is, they start at $20 and it's month to month. You can cancel at any time. Okay, so let's stand by for questions, and By the way, if you need a speaker for an event, let's say you're a member of an association or a chamber of commerce or a Rotary Club, feel free to reach out to us, and we'd be happy to talk to you about becoming a speaker at your event. Here's our contact information, and as I indicated earlier, I really encourage you to follow us on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. Go to google.com and go to Google Plus and follow us there, and on Pinterest and Instagram, and go to our YouTube channel as well. So thanks everybody for attending today. Nelisa asks if I will be emailing the slides. You'll be getting a package of information within the next day or two if you're viewing this live, and if you're viewing it on the web, just shoot me an email with the contact information you see up there right now, and we'd be happy to provide you a copy of the presentation. So with that, we'll stand by. Thank you everybody for joining us during this live event, and I look forward to having you attend one of our events in the future as well.